The recent El Niño phenomenon in 2015 affected at least 11 countries in the Asia-Pacific region. The rising sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern tropical Pacific Ocean disturbed rainfall and temperature patterns in surrounding regions, which in turn affect agriculture, water supplies, and potentially the spread of diseases. In Southeast Asia, these changes bring extended dry spells, potentially causing crop failure, decreased access to water, and food shortages. These conditions threaten food security and livelihoods for the region's population and disproportionately affect the poorest and otherwise vulnerable. We have knowledge of the natural aspects of this phenomenon, and through the work of governments as well as through efforts of academics and agencies, we also have sufficient knowledge of vegetation health, the level of food security, and which segments of the population are poor and dependent on agriculture. In spite of these advances, the current challenge for policymakers lies in combining the insights provided by these different datasets. Lab Jakarta worked together with the United Nations World Food Programme and the Food and Agriculture Organization to develop the Vulnerability Analysis Monitoring Platform for Impact of Regional Events, or VAMPIRE. VAMPIRE tries to address the challenge of consolidating insights from different datasets into a single platform that allows decision makers to monitor the effects of regional climatic events.
I think what this platform allows us to do is visually present to policymakers what the issues regarding food security are. There's a big difference between what you see on a map and what you see in a table or a report. And so it helps policymakers who have very little time but very big responsibility determine where to allocate resources and attention.
Focusing on Indonesia, VAMPIRE helps make sense of multiple datasets by geospatially visualizing them and allowing users to see the correlations between the layers. The VAMPIRE dashboard has three main layers. The baseline layer visualizes data from Indonesia's National Socio-Economic Survey and food insecurity data provided by the World Food Programme's Household Survey. This layer shows the percentage and distribution of the population that are poor and dependent on agriculture, as well as populations at risk of food insecurity. The climate layer shows rainfall anomalies and the Indonesian Vegetation Health Index. Rainfall anomaly measures the lack of rainfall in a period compared to the average for that time of year. The Vegetation Health Index serves as a proxy for drought. The impact layer shows the interaction of previous layers and identifies priority areas for government based on economic vulnerability and exposure to drought. There is also an option to track the prices for major food commodities to see if there is a spike in prices coinciding with increased vulnerability to drought.
So we've already received a number of requests from other countries in the region to help them roll out a similar platform. In some cases just for WFP's own use, just the way VAMPIRE started here, but eventually also for assisting their governments to get that very clear snapshot at big picture level and the ability to dive right into the nitty-gritty. So we are currently talking with countries like Sri Lanka, Philippines, and Vietnam.
By developing this platform, we aim to reduce the amount of time and effort required to monitor the impacts of regional climatic phenomena and to target assistance programs at the most vulnerable. Although the recent El Niño phenomenon has ended, we hope to see continued use of the platform to monitor the effects of climate patterns and provide insights that governments and communities can use to better protect the most vulnerable among us from its adverse impacts.